We are always taking suggestions on the channel, and those suggestions have turned into a series that we do, which is great. 5 Songs to Start With is a series that came about from listeners and viewers of the channel. And this series here, 5 Great Songs From, started with a viewer suggestion of saying, hey, you should do this type of series. And then now we're just taking a tour around the world through suggestions. So a viewer of the channel's, the last time we had one of these videos came out, said, hey, why don't you touch on artists from Louisiana? So that is Lauren. My name is Russ. This is the Infectious Groove Music channel. And Lauren's going to tackle this request for you and give you 5 great artists from the great state of Louisiana.
Indeed. And I'm going way, way back for my first one here because you can't talk about music from Louisiana without talking about Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong's on this list? What a wonderful world.
Hey.
Let's see what I did there.
I do.
But yeah, that's one of those artists, too, though, that I think a lot of people obviously associate jazz with Louisiana, but I don't think a lot of people even realize that outside of the big, huge ballad, What a Wonderful World, Louis Armstrong was very much known for jazz trumpet.
Jazz trumpet. Like, and it was, you know, he's the guy who kind of put jazz trumpet on the map.
I would say so. The next 2 that you have are varying degrees of jazz, or at least in certain points in their career.
Correct. Yeah. So the next one I want to talk about is Wynton Marsalis. And talk about jazz. You don't get a jazz purist more pure than Wynton Marsalis. To the point that, like, Wynton Marsalis dislikes some things that my next artist does.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And I'm not being funny right now. If you are into jazz, don't take this the wrong way, please. One of the things that's kept me away from jazz over the years is there's a lot of lines drawn in that
for
sand.
sure.
Like a lot of people. You can't like this artist if you like this artist, and you can't like that whole genre of jazz if you like that. I'm like, okay, but what if I just like what I like?
Yeah.
Right? And again, this is not to insult you if you're a jazz fan. This is not to insult Wynton Marsalis. But for example, the next artist, I like a lot of what he's done jazz-wise, and I've been flat out told by people that you can't.
Right. Yeah. Harry Connick Jr. Like, come on. He is delightful, and I could listen to him sing pretty much anything, and I could listen to him pretty much talk anything.
The first time I ever heard Harry Connick Jr. was on his record called We Are in Love, which was after he had broke with When Harry Met Sally. And arguably, sure, most of that record is more big band. So having grown up on Sinatra, that was a door in for me. But then when you listen to some of his jazzy stuff, it's completely different from big band. And again, I would argue it's okay to like what you like.
Yep.
The last 2 that you have, I think, are 2 completely different genres. But one of them is when you think Louisiana, you think swampy, nasty, rock music.
Yep.
And this cat does swampy, nasty rock music.
Yeah, you know, if you didn't say the word swampy, I for sure was, because you can't think Dr. John without thinking swampy.
Yeah.
It's delightful. And, you know, it kind of just, what Dr. John did, you know, is so Louisiana. And then, you know, what guys like Louis Armstrong and Wynton Marsalis is also so Louisiana.
Yeah, and it's
so
a different way.
It's like such a diverse, like, musical state. But yeah, Dr. John, like, he's basically like the personification of Mardi Gras.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't know why, but as soon as I think of that, I mean, maybe the Preservation Band pops into mind too, but much later in life. I knew Dr. John way before I knew that. The last person you have is completely different than every artist that we've had on here so far.
Yep.
But this, I think, is a great artist in many different ways. And somebody I had no idea. If you would have asked me where he was from, I would have had no idea.
Right.
So I think it's cool that he's included on this list because I think other people are also going to learn where he's from.
Yeah. Tim McGraw is from Louisiana. So you have that. And again, speaking to the diversity of the music from that state, you know, it's like, yeah, Tim McGraw, also very Louisiana, but in a very different way.
Completely different way than the other artists on here, yeah. So the viewer that requested this video, I'm certain has thoughts on these picks or other picks, but if you're watching this video and you have thoughts on it, please, by all means, share them with us. We say a lot in these videos, like, hey, please hit the like button and all that stuff. We would love it if you would share this type of video out on socials, just because other people can see what you find to be so delightful, and that'll help the channel grow. If you have a series idea for us, a place you would like us to focus on songs or artists from, drop that in the comments below. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.